Well, first off, I want to say I'm John Rankin in New Orleans. Thank you for my banjo. I love this banjo. It's funky. New Orleans is funky. This banjo is funky. And it reminds me of the Johnny St. Cyr banjos, the banjo that he played, the old Vega on Louis Armstrong's early recordings. And it's just got that wonderful earthy kind of sound. Pickup works well. It's easy to play. I have no complaints. Thank you very much.
So, John, what were you looking for in a 6-string banjo?
Six-string banjo. Well, I do a lot of jobs here in New Orleans, and I play guitar a lot, so I'll play guitar and banjo. So I'm a little different than some of the players. There's certain things that this banjo gives me that others don't. One, I have big hands. I'm 6'5". These are really big. I don't have anything to compare it to. Your iPhone case, maybe that'll show you here. So I was thrilled. The reason I jumped on this right away was the 2-inch neck, because I have steel string guitars with 2-inch necks. I was surprised that you guys did it, but great for me. And I love nylon strings. I love the feel of it. I play with my fingers. I have acrylic nails, so a lot of times I use my acrylic nail as a pick. So I like to strum with this. I like the feel of it. I like the airy sound of it. So that was one thing, and I'd actually had a local luthier here. I'd found an old 14-inch head, and I was probably 25 years ago. I gave him the banjo, and he found his skinhead, and he was supposed to make me a nylon string banjo. It never happened. It's still in his shop. So I've always wanted a nylon string banjo. I did some research in graduate school, and they were talking about classical banjo. From the near as I can tell, that was really playing, vaudeville type songs with just reading the melody. That's as far as I could tell. I haven't seen any real classical music for the banjo, but I'm sure that was a gut string. It's a big old banjo, so I've always been interested in that sound. And I found that this is a lot darker. I pulled out all my banjos when I got this one. I have a Deering 5-string banjo. It's beautiful, a deluxe that I bought used. But the weight is nice, the size of it's nice, and the volume isn't too loud. And that really helps in a lot of performance situations that I'm in, where you don't want to be burying everybody with sound. And with the pickup, you have some choice too. So I guess a combination of things, but the big neck, the nylon strings, and I was totally in when I saw that. I was really excited, to tell you the truth, to see that.
What about the bridge plate? How do you think that affects the tone?
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh, I think it's good, and I'll tell you why. Of the guitar banjos I've had before, I've had 4 of them and sold them because I never liked the sound of them, and I think they tend to be like a lot of open back old time instruments tend to be kind of tubby. I think this tightens up the sound. Obviously, it's going to help the pickup, being placement underneath there. I think it works really well. And also, I have to say, I wrote back to Deering to find out about the angle of the bridge and the tuning of the top, and I got a really quick response. And that was really nice. You kind of feel like you're talking to a person, But no, I like that a lot. And I found the pickup. We're going to play just a little bit with the pickup. Here's without the pickup. I've got it through a PA system. Kind of down low.
Who could you see maybe using this banjo? What type of player would you see using this type of banjo?
I would say any guitar player that likes a funky sound. And I think it adds a funky call. I'm a songwriter. It adds like a funky charm to some of my songs. for that New Orleans sound, obviously. And it's similar to a resonator, wooden-bodied resonator. And it's a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter. And it's a very easy double for me. That's one thing, too. Guitar players that want to carry two instruments. It's so light, so easy to carry. And it sounds really interesting. I mean, I think it's really good. Honestly, I knew I was going to like it. I didn't know whether it would be this useful or this good. But it's hard to put down. It's just fun. It's light. It's easy to play. It's easy to carry. And it has that thumpy sound. Don't you think? I mean,
yeah.
That New Orleans, ragtime, New Orleans.
Definitely has that ragtime, old time sound.
Yeah. It's like a... It's so cool. A little bit of a Moonshine Rag by Edward Hudson.
Want to play us a little classical something?
Sure, a little classical. Here's something 1674. Great year. From Spain. It's anonymous, 16th century Italian, 1600s, excuse me.
Yeah.
I think it's a great, for accompanying the voice, it's going to be really, really easy.
Want to show us something with just like a something, accompanying the voice with like a like a kind of a folk tune or a New Orleans R&B tune or something.
Let's see. Okay. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Lord, how those two people could love. She used to call him a little honey bunny, and in public too. Yeah, and he called her a sweet little turtle dove. Yeah, he was her man. He wouldn't do her wrong. One evening, Frankie went down to the old Dream Castle down on Frenchman Street down here in New Orleans, and she got herself a Falstaff beer. Said to the fat bartender, Freddie, have you seen my man? As my sweet loving man been here? My dog's barking, so I gotta go.